Hello everyone, today we are going to be doing something very different. Instead of playing The Sims, we are going to be judging The Sims, and I'm going to rank all of The Sims 4 worlds from base game until the latest Horse Ranch expansion pack. Now if you're someone that has watched my videos before, you will know that I make a lot of cast videos and I play a lot with the cosmetics in the game rather than playing gameplay or building, so I'm not very familiar. I mean, I am familiar with the worlds in Sims 4, but for example, like with the newer ones, I'm not too familiar with them because I haven't played a lot since they've released, especially with Horse Ranch. To be fair, I probably shouldn't be judging the Horse Ranch world because I haven't played in it at all. I have played in San Sequoia, which I was playing with in my Perfectionist Legacy challenge, and then the high school world I don't really know much about, but this is all going to be based on my opinion, what I think of the world from what I've seen. You're allowed to disagree with me, and it'll be fun to see what you guys think in the comments as I rate these. So if we look at the tier list, I went on to Tier Maker, which is like the website that everyone uses, and I just looked for a template and just made my own names for them. So I labeled the top tier Need. These are worlds that I think are really necessary, worlds that maybe I use all the time or that I think everyone should have, or the worlds that just have the best features overall. Then the second tier is Cute. These are just worlds that I like, but they're not like my favorite. They're worlds that I think are solid, they're pretty nice, I play in them sometimes when I do play, but they're not the best of the best. So the third tier is kind of like the mediocre tier, but it's still like worlds that are good. They're not bad worlds, but they're just kind of mediocre, okay, probably like a 5 or 6 out of 10. And I labeled this one Basique because this template was all in French before I changed it. So I kind of thought it'd be funny to give it a French name just so that I gave recognition to whoever made this. For the fourth tier, I put Nor. So these are worlds that I don't hate, like I just don't like these worlds. Like they're kind of on the lower end of okay, they're probably like a 4 out of 10, and I feel like Nor was the perfect label for this one because it's kind of like a joking thing. For the fifth tier, I labeled it Just Horrible, so pretty straight up, worlds that are not good, probably like the worst of the worst worlds. And for the final tier, I labeled it Batu. No other worlds but Batu is going to be in this tier because I feel like at least with the other worlds the team tried to make it kind of something, but with Batu it was just a full-on cash grab in my opinion, so I'm gonna put Batu in its own tier at the bottom. So with that logic, we are going to put Batu where it belongs at the bottom of the tier list. So for the rest of these, I'm probably just going to go chronologically. So we're going to start with Willow Creek. So for Willow Creek, and keep in mind, I might change my mind on where I put some of these worlds and then change them around later. But for Willow Creek, I'm thinking I'm going to put it in Need because it's definitely the most used worlds in the game. Like its base game, it's so big compared to a lot of other worlds. It's very suburban, very green, a lot of good variations there. I think in base game, the lots that are there aren't great. Like I think the nightclub that's there is really bad. I think the museum, is there a museum there? I honestly can't remember because when I do play The Sims, I usually have custom saves or whatever you call that. But yeah, I think it's hard to judge it based on the lots because of course this world was kind of designed in 2014 or even before that, but I think overall the layout, the setting, how many people use it and love it, I think it deserves to be Need. Then for Oasis Springs, I'm going to put Oasis Springs in Cute because it's pretty much the same idea as Willow Creek, but for me personally, I just don't really like the arid, deserty setting, and I know there are some like grassy lots and stuff like that, but I just prefer Willow Creek and it will always be slightly better than Oasis Springs for me. And the next world was Newcrest, and I'm gonna put this one in Basique because I think it's the epitome of basic. Like I'm saying it like it's an actual word, basic, because you know, so many empty lots, just there's not really anything to hate or love about it. And I think it depends on the type of player you are. Like when I play The Sims, I kind of like to throw my Sims into the game and just have stuff already there for them to do. And with Willow Creek, like if you just have base game, you would kind of wish that you could just already have loads of lots in Newcrest, but at the same time there's people that like to build their own stuff and create their own like villages and stuff like that. So I think it's good. I think it's neutral. It's not like the best world, obviously, but yeah, I think it's okay. And next we had Magnolia Promenade. I'm gonna put this in just horrible, and the reason I'm gonna put this in just horrible is because there's only 4 lots in this world, and it's not really a residential area, which I feel like always brings the points down in my opinion. I feel like they could have added so much more with this world. Like they could have added a residential area, a shopping district. They could have also tied in more elements from the Get to Work pack into this world, and of course 4 lots is barely anything. I think it's nice that you can kind of add a little bit of a shopping area, but it's definitely not enough. Now moving on to definitely one of the top tier worlds. Now the next world is arguably the best world out of all. Windenburg is arguably the best Sims 4 world out there. It has the most lots, it has an amazing aesthetic. I feel like there's so many things to do there as well. I know a lot of people prefer other aesthetics like Sulani or Oasis Springs, but I feel like objectively, like a good world has to have a lot of things to do in it. And I think Windenburg offers a lot of opportunity for people to do that with their game. Like in Magnolia Promenade, there's only 4 lots. There's not really anything you can do there except from a shopping mall or like a couple of things. Whereas for Windenburg, you can add everything in one town and call it a day. Honestly, I feel like if they started making worlds like Windenburg again, people would be a lot more interested in the game. So moving on to the next world, which is San Myshuno, another very popular world. But in my opinion, I'm gonna put it in basic because I have just never fully been in love with San Myshuno. Like I love the idea that it's a city world and there's apartments and things like that. I just feel like the energy in the city when I play in it, it just doesn't feel as lively and as energetic or as crazy as it usually did in other games. Like there is apartments and there's annoying neighbors, but when I go outside my apartment, it just kind of feels like empty. There's only like a couple of Sims there. It just never feels like a bustling environment, and I kind of wish it did, and I don't know why it doesn't, but I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I just feel like it could have done better, or it could have been more immersive. Now the next world, which is one of my favorite worlds, is Brindleton Bay. I almost forgot his name. I'm gonna put Brindleton Bay in cute. The only reason I'm not putting it in need is because it's not necessarily as big as I would like. Of the beachy, like coastal, like village vibe, and of course I love the idea that it's catered to cats and dogs. Now I don't really play with pets that much in the game anymore like I did when it first released, but now it's just really annoying to care for the animals. But despite that, I love going around the town with my Sim and taking them on jogs, seeing all of the fields and the farms. It's got a very rustic aesthetic and I like that. It's very calming, and I feel like when my Sims live there, I have the most fun playing there. Now this is where I start to kind of forget when things came out, so I'm going to just go with Del Sol Valley. And Del Sol Valley definitely deserves to be at the top of just horrible because it is a tiny world. This is another example of a world that had such a great vision or an idea, but then it just flopped. Like there's barely any lots. A lot of the areas just aren't really that immersive. I feel like if you do play in this world, you only play in like the hills area where all the mansions are. And I just feel like it could have been a lot bigger. There could have been more things to do. And to be honest, I feel like it kind of relates to how the pack is in my opinion. I feel like Get Famous is not an amazing pack in my opinion. I know some people love Get Famous and I think the acting career is fun. I think there are fun quirks in it, but overall, I feel like it could have done a lot better, as with many other packs in The Sims 4. And yeah, the world is just not fun to play in, and I don't know many people that love to play in Del Sol Valley. The next world we're going to be rating is Evergreen Harbor. I didn't hate this world, but I didn't love it either. But do I put it in basic or Nor? I think I'm going to put it in Nor because I can't say that seriously. Nor. I think it kind of ties back down to the pack. Eco Lifestyle is not my favorite pack. I don't really play with it much. I think it's fun for some people and some storylines and things like that, but in terms of the world, there aren't too many lots in there. It's not a tiny world, but it's not a big world either. The aesthetic isn't really my thing. I like to play with families a lot of the time, and although you can play with families there, I kind of like a more suburban vibe. And yeah, I just kind of feel like it's kind of got negative connotations in my mind because I think of the Eco Lifestyle pack. I know this will be one of those trivial things where some people love it, some people hate it. I'm in the middle. I don't love it or hate it, but I don't like it enough to put it in basic. Okay, and next we're going to go with the new world, Chestnut Ridge. I am gonna just put this in basic because I have not really explored this world. I've not really looked at it. I've not played in it. I couldn't tell you how many lots are in it. I couldn't really tell you any details except from the aesthetic, and I kind of like the aesthetic. I think it's fitting for a horse world. So I'm gonna put it in basic. Please don't be mad at me if it ended up having like 3 lots in it. I honestly don't know. I've not played in it yet. I'm going off of looks for this one. So for the next world, we're gonna do San Sequoia, and I'm gonna put this one in cute, because from what I have seen of it and what I have played of it, I really like the energy. Is it the most perfect world? No, it's definitely not anything like Windenburg. Is it as bad as Evergreen Harbor? Definitely not. I think for most players who do like to play with families or kind of a more suburban lifestyle, I feel like it fits well. And even if you don't play that kind of game, it's very like pleasing to the eye. I think it's well done, a lot of nice details, and yeah, I think it just deserves to be in the cute tier. The next world we're going to rank is Henford on Bagley, and I'm going to put this one in cute as well, because if you give me anything cottagecore, anything like farmy, rural, a lot of like trees, I am all for it. And of course I'm from the UK, so I'm a bit biased, but yeah, I think it deserves being cute, and I think most people really like this world as well. Next we are going to go with Moonwood Mill. I'm just going to put this one in Nor because I do not really play with the cults that often, and I have not played with werewolves at all. I don't think it looks like a horrible world. I know it's quite small. I think there's only like 5 or 6 lots, but yeah, it isn't a game pack, so what do you expect? I think it's pretty. I like the aesthetic, but not really played with it and not really my thing. So the next world we are going to rate is Sulani, and I'm going to put this one in the cute tier. I love everything about how this world looks. It's very beachy, it's very pretty. I think it's honestly the prettiest world there is. My only thing is that it feels like there's not really a lot to do there unless you add all of your own lots, and I wish there were more lots in general, which is probably a criticism for a lot of the worlds, but yeah, that's the reason why it's not a need. The next world I'm going to rate is Tartosa, and I'm going to put it in Nor. Don't get mad at me, I'm going to explain why. It's similar to Sulani. I love everything about how it looks. I love the aesthetic. I love the kind of Mediterranean vibe, but there are not enough lots. And also, I hate my wedding stories. I hate my wedding stories so much. I uninstalled it from my game. I hate it. And I feel like it just I feel like I'm almost putting it in Nor, because I'm bitter at the fact that I can't play it, because I refuse to play with my wedding stories in my game. But objectively, I think it's very well designed, well done art and design team, but lots, we needed more, and that's really it. Next, we're going to go with Mount Komorebi. I'm going to put this one in, I'm going to put it in cute because it's a very cute world. It's very, very cute. It's very, very nice. I think it's very similar to Sulani, because I love the aesthetic, I love the snow aesthetic, I love the inclusion of Asian culture, I love a lot of the things that the pack in general adds, but I just wish there were more lots, and I just don't know, I just feel like it's not amazing enough to be in need, but I just don't know how to explain it. I just feel like maybe it's because I don't play with the pack features a lot, whereas with like Get Together, like if I didn't play with Get Together a lot, I probably wouldn't put Windenburg on top, but I feel like with Snowy Escape, because it's a Snowy Escape world, my brain kind of thinks, okay, it's not as good. But yeah, similar to Sulani, it's pretty, it's got some stuff there, but it needs more for me to like it more. The next one we're going to be rating is the Vampire Worlds. I can't remember what it's called. Is it like something hollow? But I'm going to put it in the Nor one because kind of a similar reason as the Werewolf World. I don't play with the cults. The whole dark, spooky vibe isn't my thing. I don't think it's an ugly world or anything like that, but I like never played it. I think I played in it once for a vampire storyline, and that was it. Next, we're going to rank the Realm of Magic world. I'm going to put this one. It's so hard because I love the aesthetic of this world, but it doesn't deserve to be in cute in my opinion. So I'm going to put it at the top of basic because there's like 5 or 6 lots in this world. Which really brings it down, but I really, really love the aesthetic. I love the like really big trees. I love the foresty, like almost fairy tale energy in the world. I don't really play in it much, mainly because it's not big enough, but also because it's tied to an occult and I don't really play with occults. But I love the aesthetic. so that's why it's not with the other supernatural worlds and why it's a little bit higher, but I can justify putting it in cute, even though it is cute. Next, we're gonna go with Strangerville. I'm gonna, honestly, this might be unpopular, I'm gonna put it in just horrible, because I just really do not like this world or this pack. Because kind of how I said with Oasis Springs, I don't really like the whole dry, desert, arid vibe, and I feel like with Strangerville, I was gonna say Strangetown there, that's Sims 2. I feel like it's a lot worse because, of course, it's got the weird zombie thing in it, the storyline in it. Obviously, we're just rating the world, but I just can't help but tie the things that came with it with the pack. And yeah, I never play in it. I just find the world really creepy and weird. Like, at least with Oasis Springs, you can still do a lot with it and there's some versatility. But with Strangerville, I just never play with it at all. So the next one we're going to rank is, what's this one called? It's the first game pack world. I'm going to put this one in basic. I do play with it a lot because I like to take like my Sims on like camping trips and like little vacations, especially if I have kids or younger Sims. And yeah, I think it's very nice. It's very cute. I wish there was more things to do though. Like, it's cute, but there's not enough to do. It came out in like 2014, so I understand, but yeah, I kind of feel like it's not horrible. Some people would put it in norm, some people put it in cute. I'm going to put it in basic. Next up is the Jungle Adventure World. I think it's called Silva Dorada or something like that. I'm sorry, I probably butchered that, but I'm going to put it in basic. I think this world is really, really cute. Like, I like the aesthetic. I keep saying that with all the worlds, but I love the energy. I love how they tried to like include like South American culture into it, I think. And yeah, I think it's very well done, but it is a game pack world. And unless you have mods, I think it's tied to, like, you can't live there, I don't think, without mods. But I used to take my Sims there as like a vacation or like a honeymoon because it's so pretty. But yeah, it's definitely not good enough to be cute, but it's very nice and I like it. So next we have Brightchester. I'm gonna put this one in basic again because I feel like you can, like, it's not really, there's nothing to love about it. Like, it's cute, it does the job for university and stuff like that, but I would never like want my Sims to live there. And it's not horrible, like, you know what I mean? Like, do I wish there was maybe more dorming options? Maybe, like, I don't know. I don't really have any strong feelings about the pack or the world in general, so I feel like basic's probably the best fitting. I like the energy. I do wish there were more like lots to like go to. I wish there were more like cafes, because when you do go to the world, there's a lot to like walk around, but you can't go into like a cafe here, or you can't like go into like a sale or like a shop, or I don't know. I feel like there's just not enough to do except from like the 4 or 3. I think there's only 3 actually. Lots other than the dorms. So yeah, there definitely, I wish there was more. And last but not least, we have the high school world. The fact that I can't remember the name of it is just kind of telling of it all. I have not played with the high school pack too much because I just remember there was this whole glitch where your phone would never stop getting notifications, and the social media thing was really annoying. So I never really got the opportunity to play with this world. From what I've seen, it's very suburban, it's very like cute, but there's barely any lots. So I think I'm going to put it in basic because I think it's nice that they added it, but they could have done it like way better than they did. In my opinion, they could have made it like a Windenburg style world, but they chose to cash grab. That's all I have to say. So if we review all of the worlds that I have put here, I'm honestly looking at everything and I feel very solid with what I've picked. Yeah, I think this is a very natural tier list and I stand by this. I know that everyone will have a different opinion when it comes to this, so make sure to leave a comment to let me know your favorite worlds and your least favorite worlds, and if you agree with me or not. And honestly, I really had fun making this tier list. It was kind of stressful because half the time I couldn't remember the name of the worlds. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this different type of video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and if you want to see more, subscribe. I hope you're having an amazing day wherever you are, and I will see you soon with another Sims video soon. Bye!